Good morning, students. I am teacher Jaya, and today I will be discussing sound isolation or phoneme isolation. But before that, first I will tell you what is phoneme isolation.
Phoneme isolation is a strategy that helps develop students' phonemic awareness, which is part of phonological awareness. It is the ability to identify where a sound appears in a word or what and how many sounds appears in a word.
What is phonemic awareness?
Phonemic awareness refers to the specific ability to focus on manipulating individual sounds or phonemes in spoken words. By knowing or learning how to isolate phoneme, you can tell the first sound of a given word, the middle, and the last sound. For example, what is the first sound of the word cat? Then everyone will answer that it's k, k.
For you to further understand what is phoneme isolation or sound isolation, I have here 3 examples.
Example number 1. Apple. How many sounds are there in apple? It has 4 different sounds. A, P, E. What is the first sound in apple? A. How about the last sound? E. Example number 2. Cat. How many different sounds are there in cat? There are 3 different sounds. K, A, T. The first sound of cat is K, K. How about the second sound? It's A. The last sound of the word cat is T, T, T. Example number 3. Egg. How many different sounds are there in the word egg? There are 2 different sounds. The first one is E, and the second one is G, G. Now, let's proceed to our activity. Do these 2 pictures begin with the same sound? No. Who can tell me the first sound of these pictures? The first sound of ant is A, while the first sound of bat is B. Ant starts with the same sound as the first sound of apple, air, and animal. Does anyone know other words that begin with the same sound as ant? The first sound of ant is A. Now say the first sound of ant with me.
A.
How about the word bat? Bat starts with B, B. Same with the first sound of the word ball, base, and bake. Does anyone know other words that begin with the same sound as bat? Now, say the first sound of the word bat with me. B, B. Okay, now let's proceed to the second sound of the word ant and bat. Does the second sound of the word ant and bat the same? Who can tell me the second sound of these words? The second sound of the word ant is while the second sound of the word bat is a. The second sound of the word ant is same as the second sound of the word animals, Anna and Anthony. So, who can tell me another word that has a second sound The second sound of the word ant is Everyone, say the word with me. Let's proceed to the second sound of the word bat. The second sound of the word bat is same with the second sound of the word hat, fan, and cat. The second sound of the word bat is a. Everyone, please say the second sound of the word bat with me. A. A. For the last sound of the word ant and bat, is the last sound of these pictures the same? Yes, the last sound of the word ant and bat is t, t. The last sound of the word ant and bat is same with the last sound of the word hat, dot, and flat. Does anyone know another word that ends with t? Now, say the last letter of the word ant and bat with me. T, t, t. Again, look at the picture. What is the first sound of ant? How about the second sound? The third sound. T. Next, bat. What is the first sound of the word bat? B. How about the second sound? How about the third sound? T. T. How many different sounds are there in the word ant? 3 different sounds. How about the word bat? Yes, there are 3 different sounds.
Always remember, class, that for you to know how to read fluently, you should know how to isolate the sounds of every word and differentiate it. Okay, you did well. I can see that you have really understand what I have discussed today. That ends our discussion. Thank you and God bless.